Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for a daily dose of the dismal Disney. We did not expect this video.
Nope, we did not.
This one sort of dropped in our laps. This is coming from The Wrap. The Wrap is basically admitting the failure of Disney's Galactic Starcruiser.
They got it from insiders too.
Yeah, they got it from insiders, and it's so much of it is what we have heard, what other YouTubers have been talking about. They're basically saying this thing was a complete and total failure.
They blindsided the cast members with the closure.
Yeah.
And I guess apparently people tried to suggest retheming it to Mandalorian. They tried to suggest making it day trips or doing other ways of using the hotel space without shutting it down. But Iger still chose to shut it down.
Yeah, this is Bob Iger's call, and the thing is this article kind of throws Bob Chapek under the bus, but it was Bob Iger that greenlit this thing.
They keep forgetting that. They're like, because Bob Chapek did. No. Bob Iger was behind the Galactic Starcruiser. Bob Chapek kept it going and didn't shut it down, but Bob Iger was the one who wanted to do this. Bob Iger was also the one who thought it would be a great idea to make Batuu and not based on original trilogy.
Yeah, and I mean, all of this could have been avoided had they just made Galaxy's Edge based on original trilogy. If they had made the Galactic Starcruiser based on original trilogy and more affordable. And really rethought that. But they talk about some of the things we have talked about before on this channel. They must be Nazis or something.
But it's like, no shit. They're like saying this stuff. You're like, you don't say. Because it just goes on and on with these points. So let's look at this article. This is coming from The Wrap. They're talking about inside Disney's billion-dollar Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser hotel bust.
Are you allowed to say that? Because if you say that Disney, Disney Star Wars is not as bankable as original trilogy, if you say that they need the retheme, they talk about possible rethemes of Mandalorian, aren't you a bigot? Aren't you?
That's right. You're all right. Yeah.
Aren't you? Yes.
So according to one of their Star Wars insiders that was an Imagineer, they estimate that it cost nearly $1 billion to put this hotel together.
That's insane. That's what it costs for all of Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they're saying. I know it had a lot of cutting edge things in it for their shows, but then they picked characters no one gave a crap about.
I'm sitting here trying to think where the money went on this, because
you had to design rooms that you could fit sardines into, and that takes a lot of thought.
I mean, seriously, like there is a hotel in France. People had sent us links to it. It's a space-themed hotel in France, and it's like $200 a night, and it looks more like Star Wars than this thing did.
Right. So they're talking about this. They said that a 100-room resort is only 100 rooms.
Yep.
Ex-Imagineer estimated the cost of more than $1 billion.
Oh my God!
And it was supposed to be the next big thing. Apparently, they were announcing that they were going to do one in Paris. They talked about doing one in Tokyo. And they even talked about doing one in Disneyland at some point. Well, they're not now, because imagine that when they put out this hotel that's based to their Star Wars and costs as much as it does, nobody goes. I wonder who could have predicted such a thing. And a lot of the people that went initially were like people that they got paid to go. And there are people that come out and said, hey, if I had to pay for it myself, I wouldn't even have gone.
They have Jenny Nicholson, who's usually on Team Disney, coming out and saying this was a big waste of money. I didn't get to see anything.
Yeah, they put her behind a pole or something at the show. Yeah. So she couldn't see anything. We're going to talk about that in a bit.
We're talking behind a pole. It wasn't like she was pole dancing or anything.
No. There's no pole dancing on this.
If they had pole dancing...
For the price, there should be.
If they had pole dancing aliens, that would have been way more interesting.
There's so many things they could have done. So they're talking about how it was abrupt. The cast members working at the Starcruiser didn't know about the closure until the news broke. It was purposely sandwiched between Disney's declarations, which I mentioned. It was talking about the pulling out of the Lake Nona.
Yep.
And now they put it between Indiana Jones Dial Destiny reviews. I would have said they did that on top of the Lake Nona, and then they had the Hulu Disney deal trying to get people to book one of the streaming services. But they said, what will Disney do with the building of the elements from the experience remains a mystery.
Just let it overgrow. And
so they asked some insiders, which are probably bloggers they'll actually ask, but they could have just asked us, because we've been calling this shit out since day one, where other people are just calling it out now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they asked their insiders about it. And people were joking about it. They thought they were going to be a haunted hotel in the 90s based on the Haunted Mansion, which sign me up, I'd pay for that one. They're talking about different things.
They had Jim Hill in here, and he actually said that they were going to try to do a Harry Potter themed hotel in England. Like, I mean, again, the biggest problem with this is beyond the price, is just it's unrecognizable. It's not actual Star Wars.
Yeah, speaking of non-actual stars and people pointing this out before. Okay, I love this.
Okay.
Bob Chapek, when he announced the stuff at D23, which it wasn't Bob Chapek again, it was Bob Iger who greenlit this. They're talking about how it became clear the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser would be the dumping ground for concepts and ideas developed for Galaxy's Edge, the expansive Star Wars lands at Disney Hollywood Studios theme park that it was cut the last minute by Chapek. Now, Chapek did make the cuts. That was Chapek. But it became clear that it's all the stuff that didn't go in the parks. You don't say.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so we had so many pixie dusters pop in the comments when we said that there was a podcast out there where they had, people that worked on it. Like I think it was Lee Cockrell was working on it or whatever, and he let slip that, hey, this was designed to be original trilogy, and also there were all these concepts that they had for Galaxy's Edge, the dinner theater, the immersion, all
before
this
it
stuff.
opened, since we were part of media, we had tour groups and stuff. We got to hear all kinds of stuff that the cast members were being told was coming to this attraction, including there were going to be patented stuff that have laser blasts go, off throughout the park. There's going to be all kinds of interaction with actors, with droids, with all this stuff. They were going to do a dinner theater show, which became Oga's Cantina instead, which Oga's Cantina looks pretty cool, but it's really not worth the time. They were going to offer another ride that they scrapped. There was all this stuff, all this one-on-one personalized vacation shit that you're supposed to get from Galaxy's Edge. It didn't come. We went to the Galactic Starcruiser, which we have been telling you since before it opened.
They paywalled it, but they didn't even give you a tenth of what was promised. They were going to have a third ride. It looked like it was going to be like a bantha. Wait, they talked about that too?
No. Even the element of having a reputation that would follow you around the land which I just said, was over at the Galactic Starcruiser and not at the park. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I saw that. I was like,
no, I'm just
that's
like,
what I just said.
Yeah. So you guys understand like what a budget cut experience Galaxy's Edge was compared to what was originally envisioned. The reputation, like you were supposed to be able to LARP in Galaxy's Edge. Beyond the fact that it was supposed to be original trilogy, but they were going to have the reputation thing. They were going to have laser blasts. You're going to have lightsabers, all that stuff you could do inside the park. And they wanted to compete with Harry Potter because Harry Potter, you get your wand and you can go around and do all kinds of cool stuff. They wanted to do that in the park, but they didn't do it. They paywalled it in this $6,000 LARPing hotel.
Okay, it gets better.
Okay.
They talked about on November 28th, 2021, Disney shared behind-the-scenes look at the Starcruiser on YouTube, and by then the exorbitant prices had been revealed. No, they had people saying what they thought the prices were going to be, and they were darn close before. $1,000 a night, they thought, so it was cheaper.
More than they thought. Yeah.
Per person, they thought, though.
Yes.
And that's per room, though. So they said, they showed the Gaia, a major character aboard the Halcyon, but she wasn't in the dining room as she actually sings. They put her in a much smaller cantina. And the response was overwhelmingly negative, that they did unthinkable, remove the video. No, if it's the video I think it is, was that the Goldberg Kid video?
The Goldberg Kid, like, my God, this is the best, nerdiest thing ever.
Yeah, no, it removed the video because everybody was like, what's this? This isn't Star Wars.
And it's not Star Wars.
It's not because they put her in a tinier room.
No.
Bullshit rap. That's why you didn't ask us for opinions.
You do this as original trilogy. You put an animatronic Max Rebo band, and they come out and they do a dinner show. Because they already got like Sunny Eclipse in a freaking quick service.
He's not sprinkling leaks.
No, but I'm just saying, like for that much money, have the freaking Max Rebo band, have a bunch of freaking droids, get some dancers pole dancing, with like 6 breasts and get a hut. That'd be kind of cool.
Here we go. He said, then they're talking about the marketing push, which we talked about many times. How they're changing the mythology, and Anakin and Padme took their honeymoon.
So stupid.
On the Halcyon. And Luke and Leia were conceived on the Halcyon, the Galactic Starcruiser.
Oh, hell no.
No, remember they did that with the books we talked about.
Yeah, I know, but it's so stupid. Like.
So they couldn't describe what the experience was, and it was played from the beginning. Yes, but mostly what the problem was, it was so fucking expensive. They said, at the time of development, Chapek was becoming increasingly obsessed with wooing the uber wealthy and making sure that everything...
Chapek was?
Yeah.
Chapek
was after the whales, but that's because Iger did it before him.
On Iger's watch, Disney put like, what was it, $700 to $1,000 a day tents
in Tomorrowland,
private cabanas.
They started charging for the once free hotel parking. Yeah, that was under Iger.
That was
all the price hikes, the major annual pass holder increase, the big jack up 25%. That was Iger. Yeah, it's not a Chapek.
This is on Iger's watch. All of this is on Iger's watch.
I think Chapek leveled down on it, but it wasn't just him.
Oh my God.
They're talking about the media blitz that accompanied it. Yeah, because all the media people that would kiss their ass got to go. And originally the rooms were booked for the first couple months because basically what happened was everybody who wanted to go went, and then that was empty. Which I wonder who said that. A one and done.
Oh my God! It's almost like we're right. Hashtag Clownfish was right.
They said after Star. We were even at the celebration event where they had the previews for Galaxy's Edge and all that shit.
I was in Galaxy's Edge as it was being built, bitches. I was in there asking questions. I couldn't talk about a lot of it because, NDAs or whatever, but they sent us in one by one. We had a big media event thing.
Got to go past the wall.
Got to go past the wall, and I got to go in and ask questions. Now, they had to be approved questions, but I did ask some questions about the immersion, and they promised it was going to make the Wizarding World look absolutely pathetic. Mm-hmm. And not even close.
So after a year after Starcruiser opened, the demand dried up. Discounts are being offered, which we already talked about. So this is interesting. One of the insiders said, once you went through the 1%ers who could afford it and the fanatical Star Wars fans who would sell their mother to do it, they were done. Disney treated it as the rest of the theme parks, encouraging people to take photos, videos, and vlogs for the media.
What?
And they said that a lot of people, I know people have talked about the fact that they would not pay for it themselves. So it goes on and on and on. But basically, what the point of this is, interestingly enough, okay, so we've all speculated, like, okay, fine, you don't have to shut it down. Like, what could they change it into? We talked about they could do, like, day trips, they could do dinner theater. People said maybe change it to original trilogy or The Mandalorian or things like that, and they bring that up. They said that there was discussion about what they could do to make it workable. They said they could offer tours of the facilities with access to the bar and dinner show for those staying at the parks for like $50 to $100 per person. They could have, done it to rethemed it to Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I know that other people, and WDW News Today is who the reports came from.
Yes.
Reports emerged that Imagineers were at the Starcruiser the week before it was announced it was closing, trying to retheme or rework dialogue or do different things to try to make it a little bit better. They did not know it was going to get shut down. But even though all these options were on the table, Iger decided we're going to pull the plug on the whole damn thing.
That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, so, I don't know if they're just trying to take a write down or what the deal is. It could be salvaged, but they would honestly, at this point, I would say they have to pull a California Adventure, shut all of Galaxy's Edge down. Shut it down for like 6 months, 9 months, a year, whatever. Roll that shit back to original trilogy or at least Disney Plus show era. Retheme, reskin the whole thing, get some recognizable characters in there, some Darth Vader, that would go a long way. And they can fix it. But they really have to rethink the whole damn thing. As far as the Starcruiser goes...
the price. You have to lower the price, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Starcruiser has to be completely rethought. Just make it dinner theater. Or if you're going to do cruises, do them on the weekends and just do them occasionally maybe. People said that you'd heard that there might be like a holiday thing only that they might do it.
Oh, no, somebody told me that they were hearing, and I'm not going to say who because I don't know if I'm allowed to, but they were hearing that they might only open it during like Celebration and stuff, but Celebration isn't in Florida yet, so I don't know how that would work. But then they brought a thing. They said on a practical level, a lot of the ideas won't work because the Starcruiser is housed in a blank gray building south of Disney's Hollywood Studios, the cast member only area. That's why they transport you in a box truck.
A box truck.
It looks more like a Stalinist record depot than a spot of whimsical merriment. It's not walkable. But here's the thing, too. One of my other people I know said, when I talked about with them, that so much of it is rooms. That even if you did day trips, like the majority of the space is just rooms.
Well, you'd have to consolidate some of them, knock them out, and be like, cool, now we have like here's a robot room, and now we got like freaking, Darth Vader lounge room.
Well, they had Disney Quest. Why couldn't they take this building and offer different things at like the dinner and the bar and all that, but then have like other places just be experience themed Disney Quest, not like, but like VR or different like events that you can do or virtual things you can go into this experience and you pay and you get to do all this stuff. They could, but we don't know what they're going to do with it. To be fair, there's lots of things they could do with it, but Iger is just going to shut it down at this point in time.
A sinkhole will suddenly swallow it.
Like, oh, yes.
Just something
and
else.
Then we have to put something else in. I don't know what happened.
What's this year's biggest movie? That's the problem with Bob Iger. Like, he does not have any real vision other than what's the next thing I can buy and what's hot this year. The reason Galaxy's Edge is sequel trilogy, which was a massive miscalculation, is because they're like, hey, hot damn Force Awakens is going to make money. So let's just go all in on sequel trilogy.
And whether we don't know if it's going to work out or not.
Yeah.
But the one thing that was, guaranteed was classic. And
everybody loves
They ruined that in the movies too. So
yeah.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Again, another.
This is just an echo of everything that we've been saying.
Stupid decision by Disney. Yeah, and they're going to be. The day they shut this down, Defunct Land was trending on Twitter. Everybody knew the Defunct Land video. He's probably already got. It's probably like an obituary for like the Hollywood Reporter, where they already have it like 90% written. They're just waiting for somebody to die.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It could be, honestly. That'd be smart. It's funny to me though, because they spent $1 billion on this, right? They could have given us a few million, and we could have saved them, all that money. $995 million on stupidity by telling them, no, that's stupid, don't do it. Or if you're going to do it, do these things. We could have, Disney, just pay us to tell you that you're full of shit.
Oh my God. Well, I think their customers are telling them they're full of shit.
They can course correct before you get to this point.
They don't
want to. Can we wrap this up?
We're wrapping it up. Guys. There you go. It's a fart in the wind, just like so many other Disney things.
All right.
Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.